laugh. Sometimes we cry, but we know no matter what, we'll always have the time. Talk about the wastelands, talk about the Lord, talk about surviving radiation storms, talk about the doubts, talk about the fears, talk about the game we all love. It's Fallout through the years. That Fallout show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 60 of That Fallout Show, Locked and Loaded. And before we get started, I would just like to give a little shout out to the fantastic Mr. G and the equally fantastic Bit Trash Riot for providing that intro song. It's such a nice intro song.
Yes, it is iconic, to say the least.
I'm Shaline, and joining me today is Rick. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm here.
You are.
It's been a day. It's been a week. A month. A year.
It's yeah. It's been a long time.
It has. It's ages. Ages. How are you?
I'm doing okay, actually. Started off my Friday right by leaving work a little early.
Lovely.
I still feel guilty about it. And playing some VR this evening.
That's fantastic. What were you playing?
Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. H3 VR. We'll just say that because it's easier to say than what the actual name is.
So this is the game where the hot dogs bleed mustard?
Yes, and they say things like, I can't quit ketchup, or if Jim calls me a meat missile one more time, and what's some of the other? I wonder what meat I'll be next time, or this repeated textures, or like you can certainly tell this texture is repeated, or something like that. So
That's delightful.
it's fun, and then you kill them, but most of the time they kill me.
Sounds like good times. I mean,
I want to stream it sometime soon.
I think you should. I would like to watch. I would like to see you get murdered by hot dogs.
Murdered by meat missiles. I can't beat the meat.
Okay.
They're just too hard. Can't.
I hate you, Rick.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So, that's a great time to talk about our sponsor. This show is brought to you by Oak and Crow Coffee, which is some of the most delicious coffee on the internet. So, you can just go to Oak and Crow Coffee and purchase some coffee. It's delicious. Someday soon, you will be able to purchase We Just Love Coffee, which is our proprietary coffee blend. And the proceeds or a portion of the proceeds will go to the Children's Miracle Network. So that's pretty fabulous.
I just texted him and I'm like, hey, is it up yet? Because it was supposed to be up a week ago, I think.
I checked this morning and it wasn't up yet. So.
Correct. I just checked just now, but I'll bug him until he puts it up. He teased it on his Instagram account, but
that's so fun. I need to find it and see it.
Yeah, it's so the We Just Love Coffee blend is a blend between, I don't remember.
Many
I
difficult
remember
to pronounce things.
I remember it was Huehue Tenego. It was one of them. I can't remember the other one. I am drinking the what is it? The Mexican Chiapas? I don't know. It's the decaf version and it's pretty good.
Lovely. Thank you, Oak and Crow, for being our lovely sponsor.
Yeah.
And if you are not Oak and Crow sponsoring the show, you can still help us promote the show. You can still help. Share us on your social media. Send us emails to give us things to talk about. And of course, like, subscribe, retweet, share the show, tell your friends, host us on Twitch. Just keep the podcast running at all times in the background. Just
yes.
At all times throughout your day. You can just listen to our dulcet tones, or even just mute us, and the views will grow. I mean, it works.
usually how it works.
Today we are going to talk about the new Locked and Loaded update. That is the primary reason that we are gathered here together today. Some other news, a little bit of gameplay. But before we do that, let's do some 5-star review shout-outs. Rick,
all right.
Why don't you read these lovely 5-star reviews?
We have a couple, and by a couple, I mean 2. And Arcade Anon says, immediately found this podcast after getting to the end of the show that shall not be named, and I'm only on episode 26, but I'm loving. Oh wait, no, it's probably copyrighted. I'm loving it. Not sung in the vein of some golden arch clown burger joint. Coxination 7, nice. Says, I used to be sitting under a blue moon until I found your podcast. Now it's like I just chugged a refreshing Nuka-Cola. I'm a big fan and absolutely love listening to your beautiful mouths. You got a bird in my mouth. Produce words, especially when you guys talk about your gameplay segments. I love it when Shaline gets grumpy when Rick and Vending can't stop laughing after a guy joke. I love how people seem to think that you're just like on this outskirt, like you get annoyed with me and Vendor. I love how this is this common thread.
Rick, I hate to break it to you, but I get annoyed at you and Vendor. I didn't want you to find out like this.
5 stars, would definitely recommend. I also have a listener question, if you would be so kind. If each of you could design a weapon of your choice to put it... I like how he shoehorned an email question into the 5-star review. If each of you could design a weapon of your choice to put in the game, what kind of weapon would you make? Keep up the hard work and a ring-a-ding, baby. That's a good question.
Well, I feel like I've already done this because in the days of the show that shall not be named, I suggested that we might have a guitar that also functioned as a weapon.
Right. Oh, man, I should make an El Kabong character. Didn't I say that before? I was going to make, like, RP as El Kabong or something.
Yes, we have talked about this because I was not familiar with El Kabong.
Right.
And you were furious, and you started shouting, El Kabong! El Kabong!
Yeah, the alter ego of Quickstraw. Tim Twig in chat says a Rad Roach launcher. Ugh. I don't know. So... I've been on this weird, interesting kick with... So, quick side note, quick tangent, if you will. On H3VR, there's over 400 weapons, and they all function like they do in real life. I have realized that bolt actions get me into a lot of trouble because guys are coming in, and I have to, like, rack the round in, and sometimes the controller doesn't work right, and the gun ends up upside down, and it's just a thing. I have died a lot using the AK platform, the Aptomat Kalashnikov platform, either if it's like AN98 or an AK-47, because if I accidentally leave the safety on, you can't actually rack around in, but you can pull the slide halfway back and like check the chamber. So like I'll put a magazine in, pull the slide back and let it go, and then it doesn't actually rack the round in because it doesn't go all the way back. So you have to click it off safety, then pull it really far back and then let it go. So that I don't like. I think if I were to design a gun that would go in the game, it would be an AR platform weapon, but I would want the Beowulf 50, that 5-round 50 caliber AR rifle. Because who doesn't need a 50 caliber bullet this big that goes in like a carbine type weapon? So that's what I would want.
Okay, I'm gonna design a new weapon as well. I would like a weaponized fish, and you can get the fish and you can hit people with the fish.
With a herring.
A herring. It would be great. It would be quite lovely.
Nice.
Not for the fish. Not so much for the fish. But
what kind of fish?
Let's see. I feel like of course there's the instant comedy of a herring, but I feel like a flatter type of fish would be more funny, one that's kind of has a flat but broad body because it
Flounder?
would make a very satisfying slap. So,
Flounder?
something like a flounder would be.
Tilapia?
Yes, tilapia. One of
I,
those types of fish would
I
be
used to
really satisfying to hit somebody with.
I used to work as a fishmonger, and
Are you
not a fishmonger.
serious?
I worked seafood in a grocery store, and I would like chop up fish and stuff, and people would be like, "Can I have the tilapia?" And I wanted so bad to be like, "No, we have tilapia though."
That's like when people would order jalapenos.
I was afraid to get fired from that job, and I ended up getting fired from it anyway. So,
What did you do?
I used to Tim Twig smack a guy with a narwhal. Bye, buddy. When I would be running late, I would run by like the cold shelf and like grab a Coke or like grab some cookie dough, and then like put my name on it and put it back in the fridge. And then at the end of my shift, I'd go up and pay for it. So one day they came back and they're like, "That's shoplifting. We could call the police, but we're not. You're fired." So I was like, "Okay."
That's a bit much. Yeah,
Well, I think
you
they
are
just wanted
paying
to.
for it.
They just, yeah, eventually. And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna pay for it." So I opened up my wallet and like gave him $6 and then left.
Hmm.
It's my first job ever. I had to get fired.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I've never been fired. So far,
uh,
so far. I mean, it's probably coming.
let's hope not. I've been fired once, laid off 3 times. I don't think I've ever been. Oh nope, I was fired by a boss who was a crackhead.
Mm.
Yeah, I was fired twice then. Guy was off his rocker.
It's difficult working with crackheads. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. He went crazy, fired me for an unjust reason, and then cheated on his wife.
I'm sure there are some perfectly reasonable crackheads out there. You okay there, Rick?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure there are some perfectly reasonable ones, but all the ones that I've
We
worked with have just been a problem.
we have gotten way off topic. we we should
A little bit.
rein this
A little
back
bit.
in.
Okay, so you know who's not a crackhead? Probably.
Lightning Strike 700?
Yes! How did you know?
It was a once in a lifetime guess.
Yes. Lightning Strike 700 is new to our Discord. We're assuming they're not a crackhead. If you are, I mean, we're not judging. You do you. But we appreciate you joining our Discord. Rick, how can other people be as cool as Lightning Strike and join our Discord?
Well, the easiest way to do it is to come to twitch.tv/we just love games and click the link that is down below us, and that is up 24/7. And you could also send us an email or a message on a social media platform, and we will do our best to get back to you in an untimely manner.
Thank you.
That's how you can join the Discord.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Yes.
Let's do the news.
If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment.
Do you want to do the news, or do you want me to do the news?
I could certainly give it a whirly twirl here.
What's going on in the world of Fallout, Rick?
Well, we've got ourselves the community spotlight article. Cyperian, should we know this person?
I'd never heard of this person, but I thought their work was cool enough to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, so there is a link that if you go to, I guess, the main Fallout website, they have a community spotlight article, and Cyperian is somebody who does the cosplays, and they highlighted a few of their cosplays. One of them, Elder Max. I am thirsty. I am quite impressed with this Elder Max.
Right?
Oh yeah,
He did good, and look
very
at
well.
this baby Mothman that he's got in this other cosplay.
Oh, I didn't see the
He's
baby
holding
Mothman.
a baby Mothman. It's like a little baby Mothman,
Oh,
all
there is a
wrapped
little
up
baby Mothman.
in a little baby blankie, and he's precious.
And so
I
this
love
is
it.
this is kind of like a take on like a Brotherhood of Steel uniform. I guess it is a Brotherhood of Steel
It
cosplay.
is Brotherhood of Steel. It's a little reminiscent of the NTR Ranger. Just a
little bit of that.
Just
And
a
I
bit.
think he was going for that gas mask and armor set that you can get from the daily ops as well.
Yes, that's absolutely what this is.
I just could not remember what it was. And then below, he also did like a really nice raider with like the metal armor set, and the assault gas mask. It looks like with a pipe rifle.
Some of this is trapper armor.
Oh, it is some of it.
Yeah.
And then he's got one with, I guess, a girl who's in the that time traveler, not time traveler, but the one with the screwdriver thing. I can't think of. It's the last season.
Katie Inkwell.
Yeah, that's her outfit, right? At least it looks like Katie Inkwell. So yeah, they did a really good job. If you want to check out their stuff, you can go to twitter.com, Cyperian, Cyperian works. And also you can go to Instagram, Cyperian_workshop, or Facebook.com/Cyperian workshop, because this stuff is top notch. It reminds me a bit of the that Nuka
break.
Yes, that level of detail. So they did a really good job with that. I thought it was pretty good.
Me too.
Yeah, their cosplay is locked and loaded for cosplaying, and as well as the latest update with Fallout 76. Let's go through some of the highlights. This is a big quality of life update. Not so much content driven, but is definitely quality of life driven, something that needed to be done. So here we go. We're going to talk about the new season. Season 4 starts now with an all new scoreboard and 100 ranks to achieve and tons of loot, which means you're going to get gold, lunch boxes, icons, power armor, paint sets, another Stein at the end of it. And it's themed again like the G. What was it? Would you call that one?
Like the Paw Patrol, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
that's what
right.
everybody was calling it. I called it G.I. Joes.
Yeah, you said the non-copyright infringing G.I. Joes.
Yes, non-copyright infringing G.I. Joes. Yeah, but I feel like most of the community called them the Paw Patrol.
This is kind of this is in the same vein of the non-copyright infringement G.I. Joe. And there's actually a little comic strip that starts with it. I thought that was really cool.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, when you first load into the scoreboard screen, mine popped up with a little comic strip.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, it was really cool. I see. That's one thing I always thought that they should do, is put like a little bit of lore with the scoreboard, because it would make it kind of like, oh, we got to progress to see what the story does. And I really like the idea if they made them like comic strips. That'd be really cool, like a Sunday paper.
I would love that. What if every rank that you got, you would unlock another couple panels of the comic strip?
That's a lot of work, and I doubt that they would go to that extent. But I would think like every 25. You know what I mean?
Even every 5, maybe.
You just want more and more and more. You're never satisfied.
You're right.
Also in this update, reboot your special. After level 25, use the punch card machines to reset your special, change your perks, and save them into one of 2 custom loadouts. Now, this is pretty cool, and what it allows you to do is have a completely different setup. All right. So you can go to a punch card machine, which is either going to be in the train stations or your camp. And when you select it, you'll have 2 slots to pick. And, your first one is already kind of pre-populated with what your current build is. And there's a second slot. Now, your legendary cards stay the same. They're universal. But you reselect your special skills. And then you can also reset your perks, and then you can swap them out whenever you visit the punch card machine. And so it's fun to test other builds and stuff. The problem is if you have a build that's really centric on like carry weight and you switch, yeah, that's tough. That's what happened to me. It took me forever to like reconfigure so I could just walk. But so that's something new. Build a second home. There's new camp slots as well. So you can construct and maintain a second camp in addition to your current one. Also, you can pick custom icons to display on your camp now.
You sure can.
Yeah. Did you just sneeze?
A little bit.
Okay, I don't have your camera up. I just have the... So I had...
Yeah, I was holding the sneeze in like as much as I could.
Blow an eyeball out. Vending and display updates. So alongside the camp slots...
Wait. We have to go back.
What?
To the icon, the camp icon.
Yeah.
Mine's a teapot.
Short and stout.
Here's its handle.
Where's its spout? Yeah, yours is a teapot. Mine is a radio tower.
I thought that was really appropriate choice for you.
Yeah, and then you can make it public or not. You can actually like set it so your icon will show up on the public map or not, which I thought was really
It's
nice.
very neat.
So there's that. The vending and display updates. You can actually use vending machines and display cases in your shelters now. Woo!
I'm very excited for that. I want to move my magazine collection to the basement.
That's what you wanted all along.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't you say now that the items that are displayed don't actually count
Yes.
twice to
They don't. Things in display cases do not count against your camp budget, and it's
Nice.
magnificent. I was at the extent of my camp budget. I completely full camp budget, not a scrap of budget left. And after this, because I have a full set of magazines and a full set of bobbleheads on display, in addition to a few other things, now I have like a third of my camp budget available.
Yes, you were very happy.
I was
When we
thrilled.
played the other night and you like noticed it, and you're like, so yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful budget.
The bit of content that they did introduce is in the daily ops, and so they, have new rewards, new decryption game mode, more randomized enemies, mutations, and locations. Also, some UI changes. They've added aim assist options in the setting, batch crafting slider to workbenches, and big update for the world activity menu. And they did, I did notice that too. On the PC, it was a 52 gigabyte download. On Steam, that was for the Microsoft Store. Wow, this is crazy. So Bethesda.net, it's a 22 gigabyte download. PC Microsoft Store is a 62 gigabyte download. PC on Steam, it's 11.2 gigabytes.
I didn't understand that. This confused me so much. It made
can't-
me feel like a dummy because I can't even imagine. Is Microsoft Store making you do a complete reinstall?
I have no idea. I really don't
Why?
know.
What is this disparity? And
PlayStation-
why is Steam the lucky ones who only get an 11.2 gig update?
Well, this is weird for me because when I downloaded the update from the Bethesda.net, it was 50 gigs.
Really?
So, but I might have had other updates coming. I might not have gotten all the recent updates, so that might have been the issue. PlayStation 4, it's a 58 gig update, and Xbox One coming in as the winner with 65.7 gigabytes.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, get a bigger hard drive then. So let's dig into the Season 4 Armor Ace and Cold Steel. And I'm just going to read this from the Bethesda.net article. So it says, we're kicking off the Season 4, introducing an all-new scoreboard, today's Locked and Loaded update. You can join Armor Ace in the Paw Patrol, getting Power Patrol, as they seek to put an end to their frigid rivalry with Commissioner Chaos and his band of rogue robots in the Yukon 5. So again, it's 100 ranks. You earn different things like weapon skins, outfits, themed cosmetics, backpack, baubles, camp items, things like that. Again, there is Fallout First only rewards. They didn't look to be as special as last time, so don't worry about it too much. They've also added a couple of prior season rewards like the Antique Speed Bag, Perfect Bubblegum, and they added those to the Mortimer and the Crater and Samuel and Foundation when you can purchase them with gold bullion. Mannequins are a thing now. You can actually earn up to.
I
you
haven't
can earn a
put any
mannequin set.
mannequins up. I've
Well, you have
got
to earn
do
them.
Oh, right.
Right, yeah. So that's ranked 25 on the Season 4 scoreboard. Up to 5 mannequins can be built in each of your camps or shelters at once. So there you go. You can actually display those outfits you've been working so hard to get.
It's going to be magnificent.
So let's dig into a little bit of these special loadouts. Like I said, you have to have the punch card machine. It unlocks at level 25. You could either build one at your camp or go to a train station. You cannot change these on the fly. You have to change them at your camp or the train station. I had thought this was going to be like a on the fly change, but it's not. So you can adjust your special skills on your second loadout and all of your perk cards, like I mentioned before. You can rename those loadout slots so that way you know which one is which, so you can have Bloodied 1 and Bloodied 2.
I think I'll name my loadout Flora.
Flora? Why?
Seems like a great name for a loadout. Flora.
Okay. Okay. You can also use punch card machines at other players' camps as well. They've removed move a point option in the level up screen since special loadouts will now allow you to change your stats much more easily. So you don't have
Makes
to waste a
sense.
level just, moving a point around. They have a dev dive video as well and an article on Fallout that kind of digs into it a little bit more. Camp slots are now a thing, like I mentioned. You can have up to 2 camps, and you can manage them through the new camp slots menu in the upper left-hand corner of the map. Currently, each of your characters will have access up to 2 camps. The camps you already have in game plus an additional slot.
What are you gonna do for your second camp? What's your
I have
plan?
no idea. I have no idea. Um, I don't. I have a hard time like being satisfied with one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I may put one near the White Spring.
Oh yeah. Um, here's a bummer though. This kind of sucks. Camp names that you can rename your camp slots, but they're not visible to other players.
Hmm.
So you can't like make Camp Flora and it be displayed to
Yeah,
everyone.
they won't see that it's called Flora.
Mm-mm. You'll have to make your own sign. That way you can let people know that, hey, you're in Camp Flora.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have Camp Fauna. See, you've already
Oh,
got 2.
Perfect.
There you go.
That's
Already got 2
absolutely
camps.
perfect.
I'll have Outpost Johnson and Camp Winger. And so you can only have 1 active camp at a time. The other ones will be considered stored. And your active camps map icon will appear gold to you. Mine actually has little like ping circles that come out of it. I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, there you go. If you activate your camp's public map icon, it will appear on a map in white to other players. When it's disabled, only you'll be able to see it. Like I said, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Additionally, powering up a vending machine no longer automatically adds vendor icon to your camp's location. Instead, you must set this yourself from your camp slots menu. So they've added a lot of transparency in the way that your camp is displayed on the map, which is really cool, especially for people who want to have vending machines but don't want to be, displayed everywhere, which I guess wouldn't make sense, but maybe
Maybe you want a vending machine for the aesthetic, but you don't necessarily want to sell stuff.
or at least just everybody come to it. Maybe it's for your friends and stuff like that. I don't know. Your stored camp will not load into the world, show icons to other players on the map, or produce resources from the resource generators. So it does seem like you have to reload to activate your second camp, like log out and log back in.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I'm seeing this. Vendor Chan's in the chat. Hi from my bed in dark room. Hello.
We're very happy to see you, Vendor.
Let's see here. Like I mentioned before, vending machine display case updates. You can now put vending machines and display cases in your shelters, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that you put into said display cases don't actually take up more camp space. That's really dope. Now, what I'm excited for is the Daily Ops expansion.
Before we get there, though,
yeah.
I'm just going to roll us on back to vending machine and display case updates.
Sure. You know
Your
more about that
vending
than I do.
machines now will all have the same inventory. So you won't have to reassign items across your camps. And also you can have just one vending machine and it will have all the stuff in it, the maximum amount of items. So you don't have to have like 4 separate vendors anymore.
Oh, I missed that. That's really cool.
Yes.
You don't have to have a bank of vending machines.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
wonder if
those donut bots took up a lot of space.
I wonder if they up the amount of slots.
I don't think so. I think it's the same amount of slots, but you can have them all combined into a single machine.
So you can only have like 30 things for sale?
No, you can have 30 times 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. What is that, 120?
Yes.
Yay, math.
Can you believe that I work in finance?
Can you believe I don't?
Yes.
You better believe it. All right, well that works. But I am most excited over the Daily Ops expansion because we needed some endgame content. And we got it. Oh boy, did we get it. There's a new mode called Decryption. Now, if anyone's familiar, Shaline, we had the old daily ops down to a fine running machine. We'd load in, we'd go hit the first little doohickey, and then we'd go get the other 2 doohickeys, kill the big dude, fin, right? We'd do it in like 6 minutes.
We were fast. We were good at it.
We were great at it. And so when we loaded in, we'll get to that story. But anyway, in the decryption mode kind of took us by a surprise. It certainly did. The decryption mode, you're on a mission to disable 3 radio interceptors for Vernon Dodge. To do this, you'll need to hunt for 3 enemy code carriers and then take them down to get a special code that you could use to disable a radio interceptor. Enemy waves you will face will become more difficult after each interceptor you disable until you've killed the daily op boss and pulled the plug on the final interceptor. So, yeah, there's waves of enemies. Then you have to track down the code carriers, kill them. Then you have to track down the boss, kill them, and then find the last code disruptor and then disable that. There's a lot to do.
There are a lot of moving parts.
There are a lot of moving parts. And when you have basically cats for teammates,
Pardon?
It's tough.
Pardon? Excuse me.
I
I am a highly capable team member. Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah. You were killing all of them because when we were doing it, they had the melee thing.
It was resilient, and I was in my element.
You were.
I tanked that last boss like I was a boss.
You did. I'm surprised we didn't die. But more on that later. Now there's new mutations. There's new mutations. One is called it's called Savage Strike, which makes their attacks more deadly and causes them to ignore your armor.
Mm-hmm.
So just let that one sink in.
You don't realize what a difference your armor makes until it's gone.
Yeah, it does. They've also added several new mutations to the randomized pool that can apply to enemies, such as group regeneration, which enemies heal when grouped together, swift-footed, which means enemies have extra fast movement and melee attack speeds, and toxic blood. On death, enemies leave behind poisonous hazard pool. New enemy types have been added, such as the Scorched, Mothman cultists, and Mole Miners, to the pool of randomized enemy types that you may encounter in Daily Ops mode. New locations as well. Vault 96, Watoga Raider Arena, and the West Tech Research Center have all been added to the randomized pool, and they've also updated the rewards, such as the new Covert Scout Armor, which sounds awesome, has some built-in stealth utility. We're also adding plans for the Unstoppable Monster and the Medical Malpractice legendary weapons, and a variety of new plans for your objects you can build at your camp. Following community feedback, we've also rebalanced Daily Ops rewards lists to give players a better chance at getting rare rewards. So, did you think it was tough when we did it?
I thought it was tough.
They definitely made it seem tough. Mm-hmm. At least maybe that one was...
Part of the toughness may have just been the fact that we didn't have any arching strategy happening.
Or arching at all.
Yes, we were orphans, just wandering alone through the daily op. And it was our first time doing it, so I thought it went fairly well considering.
It did. You know, we did get one of the ranks. We'll talk about it there. We'll talk about it a little later. But yeah, it finally felt like we were challenged. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to feel more of that.
It was nice having a challenge. It's been a long time since I felt like Jim Justice was fragile. I mean, besides emotionally.
And fragile we were. They did do some design updates, melee attack updates. There have been a number of what was I going to say?
Tweaks?
Ticks and fixes and tweaks. There's going to be a new treasure hunter event as well. Those are always kind of fun to do.
Yeah, they've added new rewards to the treasure hunter pool. So one of them is a balloon arch. So I'm pretty excited to make arch impos for prom pictures after we get one of those.
Nice. Where are they on the data mining server?
I don't know.
I wasn't sure where you saw them.
I don't know if it's an official list or an unofficial list that I saw, but there was a balloon arch on the list that I saw.
Well, we need that balloon arch. Batch crafting. I bet you're excited about that.
Yes.
With all the crafting that you do.
I mean, I do a lot of cooking food in Fallout 76, and I was getting carpal tunnel just crafting 87 glowing meat steaks by themselves individually. It was awful.
Yep. And so now they've added a slider. So when you hit, when you can make more than one, you hit the button, the slider pops up, you pick how many you want, boom, done. They've also changed the way that world activity updates are shown. So do you know the menu down in the bottom left-hand corner that shows the daily ops?
Right.
They've now added world activity updates to that menu. So it'll show any world events that are, any server events that are going on, or public events, I should say, and any other such pertinent information, such as the daily ops. And there was something else. I don't remember what it was. Oh, nuke zones and nearby player vending machines. So if you're just traveling around the world, you can just tap M, look down there, and see what's going on. Which
That's
is
really neat.
Yeah, they finally started utilizing that space, because before it was just daily ops and then nothing else. So, all right, there are a bunch of improvements and bug fixes. Is there anything that you felt like it stood out to you, Shaline?
Let's see here. I'm just cruising through it. Fixed an issue that could cause placed power armor to be invisible to some players during a nuclear winter match. That's something we encountered before. Invisible power armor.
That's true, yeah. There's a bunch of different bug fixes. There wasn't anything that...
And nothing too special on art and graphics to point out.
Yeah. They definitely seem like they fixed the way that it played. It definitely felt smoother.
It did. It ran really beautifully when we played the other day.
I was
really
surprised.
Well. Yes.
They fixed an issue in Daily Ops with Resilient that enemies sometimes did not die after players hit them with a valid melee attack, so they fixed that.
I hope they fixed other melee attacks, because there were many, many instances in which your first melee attack just doesn't register.
I don't think they fixed that, because I had that issue.
Well, I'm going to cry.
But that's more enemies for you to kill. Right?
I mean, but I have to kill them twice.
Well, so much for YOLO. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's a good one. Where was it? I'm trying to. Go ahead. Carry on.
No, I was gonna pop off to the inside the vault.
There was a really funny one. I'm trying to find it. Here it is. iBots no longer baa like the imposter sheep squatch when they explode.
But I liked that.
It was hilarious. It was so funny. Okay, I'm done. You can move on. All
right, so the PTS server is getting the Steel Rain update soon. Ooh. I don't know. It start including the start date's in going to be announced. But that'll be a new quest line that picks up immediately after Steel Dawn, so that'll be in the PTS. Legendary crafting will be in the PTS, so you can craft legendaries and apply. You can kind of pick. Let's see here. With this update, you'll be able to use your workbench and new crafting components called legendary cores to apply legendary upgrades to your item. You can do this to transform a normal item into a 1, 2, or 3-star legendary, increase the star ratings of your legendary gear, re-roll an existing legendary item's attributes, or even downgrade its star rating. So you can do a bunch of different things.
Why would you want to downgrade its star rating?
Maybe if you want to sell it. But yeah, I don't know why you would want to.
Rick, can I ask you a question? Did you side with Paladin Romani or Night Shin?
Oh, that's a great question.
I feel like we've come far enough from this first Brotherhood of Steel episode that we can go spoilers on it. I
don't quite remember, but I'm 95% 99% sure I went with Shin.
I felt like I identified more with what Shin was saying, but I ended up not choosing, and Romani chose for me, basically.
Ah. So the reason I picked Shin is because of the deception.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take someone who has standards over someone who will secretly bend their standards
Mm-hmm.
for their own gain.
It felt a little bit mad with power.
Yeah.
I didn't feel great about what Romani was doing.
Yeah. I mean, I was like really torn between them. And then at the end, when she came clear about the intention, or like it was a very passing comment of like why she did what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, she's pulled a CYA move.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't do that. I'd rather have a hard ass, but he's honest and
Yes.
has rules that he follows. So I'll take that over,
I'm really upset that there was no option to put Scribe Valdez in
yes.
charge.
Yeah.
She's plainly the only adult here.
Yeah. Yeah. She's, I feel like you can reason with Shin.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly do. And I feel like, and that's why I chose that route. But yeah, I do believe that Valdez is the one that should be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was interesting that like even though there's this big rift, they still kind of went back to stand together.
Mm-hmm.
The next upcoming battles.
That was very, very, brotherhood. That just
Mm-hmm.
felt right.
And the smart move, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
considering there's only 3 or 4 of them left
Mm-hmm.
officially. So yeah, but all right. Let's see, where was I? Legendary power armor. Your favorite set of power armor is about to pack more of a punch. You will be able to upgrade. Let's see here. The legendary upgrade system will also give the ability to modify your individual power armor pieces with legendary attributes. This might make me want to play in power armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna depend on what these legendary effects are.
True.
But I love my pink donut armor, and I would really like to have it be more practical. It's disappointing. It's bitterly disappointing, in fact, that power armor is less useful than my normal armor.
I think it's going to be the same attributes you can apply to your standard armor.
Okay.
I would imagine,
Well,
and
that
maybe
would have
some more.
potential.
Yeah, maybe some more that are specific to power armor, but I have a feeling it's going to be geared the same sort of attributes. But they do say that they're revisiting some of their existing legendary attributes to make a number of balance changes and also creating new legendary attributes to offer your character even more build variety through weapons, armors, and power armor. So yeah, I guess it's going to have power armor specific stuff as well. So that'll be really cool to see. Now this, I'm excited for this update. I'm going to be playing a lot when this comes. That's for sure. Because I like to optimize my builds, and this will be great. I don't like having to roll constantly to try to get an optimized build, so I like they're giving us more control over. Because rather than playing to get the build, by the time you got the build, you're bored of playing because you just spent 16 hours trying to get what you want.
Right.
You can spend like 3 hours getting what you want, and then you're like, now I can go
Then
enjoy
you have
it.
time to play with it.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. And you can get that stuff a little bit better because they're doing a Gold Rush event. The event starts April 29th. It's already going on.
We're missing it right
We
now.
are missing it. It goes till May 3rd, so it's just this weekend basically. And you can get up to 400 gold per you can claim up to 400 per day by turning in your treasury notes instead of 200. So
Lovely.
there you go. And then that is it for the Fallout news and updates.
Thank you. That
No
brings
problem.
us into Ballistic Bargains. I really enjoy the Ballistic Bargains song. I'm sad that that's no longer the store song. I miss that
I know.
song. It was such a good song. So our Atomic Shop weekly update for April 27th through May 4th. We've got a fabulous free item. It is the Nice Camp emote. And I really enjoy this. Have you tried this one out? It's funny. Your character inspects the camp. You know, he's got his arms crossed. Yes. He's looking around. And then he decides, yes, this is a good camp. It's funny. It's so dramatic. And there are also free rewards every day this week. On the 27th, there was a supply package. There was a free scrap kit the 28th, 250 caps yesterday. Today's reward is perfect bubblegum. May 1st, 250 caps. May 2nd, lunchbox. And May 3rd, a repair kit. So that's fun that they're doing free stuff every day. It's a little extra incentive to log in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've also done a bundle that is a server room shelter. Ooh. I guess that's not a bundle. That's just the shelter. A server room shelter for 1,500 atoms. And this one has like a server room. You can't really build in there though. So to me, that's kind of defeats the point. A square rug bundle for 500 atoms, a decorative room divider for 250 atoms. This decorative room divider is, it's very, very much a traditional wooden screen, like a changing screen. And I think I'm going to get one and throw a mannequin next to it when I get those. So it will look, like my changing area. It'll be fabulous. There's an avocado square rug, a beige square rug, a charcoal square rug, a maroon square rug, and a teal square rug. Those are all available for 200 atoms individually. Those are the rugs that are in the bundle. And you can get a 4-poster bed with a canopy at 30% off for 350 atoms. And
every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's 4-post bed.
It's not yours, but you see if you can use it for the weekend or a one-night stand.
For a one-night stand. We just showed our age.
I know.
And music tastes from 1999.
Oh, that's glorious.
I listened to that entire album the other day. I had to. It was so good.
It's good. It's still good. It holds up.
It does. I don't want to admit it, but it really does. I do want to reach out and grab you. Abracadabra.
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that song in so long.
Yep, 1459.
It's so good. Until May the 4th, you can get a Vault-Tec locker bay for 500 atoms, a Deco Carpeteria set for 300. I assume that that's carpeting that goes into a cafeteria, and I don't know why you would do such a thing. Why would you do...
Do you ever go to someone's house and they have carpet in the bathroom?
Yes, it's disgusting. So,
or the cushy, soft toilet seats when you sit on them, they kind of go.
Yes, those feel so unsanitary. Oh, so I worked in restaurants for a lot of my life, right?
Yeah.
And one of the restaurants had 2 rooms, and the room on the left was carpeted. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Carpet. It was horrible. And I've probably spent 100 hours scrubbing gravy out of that carpet. It's awful. Never put carpet in a dining area. Just don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
Yuck.
You can get a Hollywood light set for 300 atoms, an artificial tree for 250, and a wall-mounted deck fan for 250. The Golden Years furniture set is 30% off at 350 atom. The two-tone metal door is 30% off at 210 atom, and the Vault Boy lawn gnome is half off at a mere 200 atoms. And there are also some favorites, some greatest hits returning. The Pale Rider Power Armor Skin, 1,400. The Corvega Camp Bundle for 1,200. And those Corvega items are available individually as well. The Power Generator Skin, medium and small. And the Water Purifier Skin in small and industrial. And the hard case Corvega backpack is 250 atoms. It's real cute. It's very cute. Pink Corvega and Chrome Pip-Boy paints are 250 atom. I have that pink Corvega paint. Jim Justice wears it a lot. It's pretty spiffy. Yellow Flowers wallpaper is 150 atom. And these items are going into the vault on May the 4th. The Mothman Festival Hunter Bundle at 1200 atom. The Mothman Traveler Bundle, also 1200. The Mothman Cultist Camp Bundle at 1500. And the Mothman Curtain Door at 250. And the Mothman Statue, 30% off at 350. We have a few things on sale, including some of the utility items that I don't really approve of being available for sale. Like the scrap kits and repair kits, 20 of those are available at a 20% off sale. Oh, that already happened. Never mind. On May the 1st, you can get a Billboard shop set, half off. On May 2nd, you can get 60s Suspended Fireplace, 30% off.
Ooh.
On the 3rd, you can get a Red Rocket Garage for $250 atoms. And if you're a Fallout First member, throughout this entire time period of the 27th through the 4th, you can get the CD Shed for 250 atoms. And it really bothers me that they didn't proofread this, and it says the Sheedy Shed.
Oh, it does.
Yes. I assume that means that Ali Sheedy lives there. Like, it's, the Sheedy Shed.
Nice.
That's it for Atomic Shop.
Or they're pulling like a Sean Connery.
The Sheedy Shed.
Take him out back to the Sheedy Shed.
That's really good, Rick. That's really good.
Real quick on like the 90s music thing. I guess it was 2000s, but I saw that Fatboy Slim had released a 4K version of the greatest music video in history. And it is not Michael Jackson's Thriller. It's the song Weapon of Choice featuring Bootsy Collins with Christopher Walken dancing through the entire thing.
I loved that video.
It's such a great video. You can roll this,
good.
you can roll that. Anyway, so I was like, hey, kid, let me educate you. And I had her watch that entire video. She was like, this is pretty cool. She had no idea who Christopher Walken was, but I was like, and then I showed her the more cowbell sketch and was like, that's Elf.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Oh yeah.
We're so old.
Yeah, we are. What's been getting me is on Reddit, like when they're like, what you think Zelda was 20 years ago, and it's like a link.
Yes.
And then it's like what it really was 20 years ago. And it's like Wind Waker, and you're like,
yes. That one crushed me a little bit. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Those have been like getting to me.
We're so old, Rick. We're so old. Yeah. I'm. It's my birthday this month, and I'm gonna be old enough that like a person half my age is a whole entire adult.
A whole entire one.
A whole entire adult. It's terrible. Yeah. So, let's talk about gameplay.
Okay.
No!
What you been doing in game, Rick?
Well, I hadn't played a lot of Fallout until I saw this giant update coming, and I wanted to give it a shot. It's been a while since I booted the game up, so I had to uninstall a whole bunch of stuff to make room for it. Finally got it working, and I was like, I got a couple hours to play this evening. It'll be great. So I proceeded to spend about 75% of that trying a new special build. And I would say 80% of that 75% was done trying to get it so I could not be over encumbered.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not figure it out. And I was like, I have all of the weight boosts and all of the other perks that kind of make things weigh less. And I cannot figure out why I still weigh a ton. And I can't fit more in my stash because I was just dumping stuff in there. And I could not figure out what it was. And like, you know, I couldn't figure it out. And it turned out that there was something called... there was something called I forget what it's called, but it basically makes your energy ammo way less, and that was the thing that I had been missing. So I finally put that perk on, and I was like, thank goodness I can run around and walk around. And I was trying to set up like a rifle critical hits build like I did um, back when I first started playing this new character.
Right.
And it didn't work out as well. I can't really remember what I did, but it was just enough to like run around and play. And then it's like completely not optimized, completely not set up for end game. My armor's all bloodied, but I'm not bloodied. And then you're
That's
like,
right. You started
yeah.
playing this guy bloodied for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been playing him bloodied for a while now, and until the update, because I was just playing with the new build system, and I didn't really notice a lot of the quality of life stuff, just because um, I didn't I don't craft a whole bunch. I'm really looking forward to the legendary crafting because that's what I want. I want to get my character set up, and I don't want to putz around for 50 hours trying to get the right role. But so you hopped on and we played together. It was nice seeing each other in the game again. And
It
you got
was
ambushed.
so fun.
It was. You got ambushed by Mothman cultists and a Mothman, and I helped. And then with this terrible unoptimized build, you're like, let's do daily ops. And I was like, sure. How hard could this be? And then I noticed that the mutation was negates armor. And I was like, well, maybe it'll be like 10% ignores or something. I didn't realize that it basically meant you have no armor on. Because that's how it went.
Yeah, you may as well just run in there in your underwear. Because that's how much protection you've got.
And so we get in there and we're like fighting these mole miners, and I was like, man, these guys slap really hard. Like they're just murdering me. And then I hear Shaline go, oh, they do hurt. Like 3 shots, the health was like shoot, 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 like all the way gone. And then like you went down, and then I went down, and
yeah,
and
we kept like one of us would be kind of teasing the other one for getting knocked down, and then the other one would immediately get knocked down.
Yeah, and it was like we try to save each other, and we get downed, and so there's a lot of fighting. And then so like what happened was you had to kill 5 people. Like, all right, this is fine. So we kill 5 mole miners, then we have to find this like carrier, this code carrier. So we have to like run around, and we figure out, oh, it's these mole rats. Boom, there's a mole rat.
Why did they give the code to a mole rat?
I don't know.
Why?
And then it's like, okay, now you've got to kill 10 mole miners. I'm like, oh gosh. And after we killed the mole rat, we had to go like find one of the devices and then like power it off. And it's like, now you get to go kill 10 of them. So we run around, we die, we kill a couple, we die, we kill 10. And then it's like, all right, find a code carrier. Run around and try to find a friggin' mole rat again. Kill the mole rat. All right, now go find the radio thing. And we're like, really? Like, what? How many of these do we have to do? So we turn the second one off, and then it's like, now you got to kill 15.
And it was set in the burrows, and I kind of feel like they changed the layout slightly.
I don't know if they did, but like we had such a pattern for running the other one that this threw us off because we're constantly running around everywhere and taking different paths. And it was just like you have to do so much.
It also didn't help that I found Lauren there, so you lost me for a couple of minutes while I was reading letters.
So it was a mixture of resilient, where you had to melee them to kill them. So that means you had to get close to them, and then they would completely ignore your armor. And so they've got rocket launchers and shotguns, ignoring your armor. Then you have to charge them to melee them. Meanwhile, you had to kill over 20 of these stupid things. And then find 3 of these code carriers, disable 3 of these radios, and then you found the boss, and then you had to kill the boss, and then you had to go find one last radio, all within 8 minutes.
That boss was a monster.
Yeah.
By the
way,
he was tough. He was tough.
You didn't go down though. But what it made me feel like though was like, my goodness, finally we have some like end game optimized stuff that it doesn't feel like we just steamroll through this.
Yes, it was a challenge.
And I am so glad I didn't take my bloodied build in there.
That would have been terrible to have your bloodied
one shot
guy.
Constantly, just dead. So I did miss my bloodied weapons. I really did miss my bloodied weapons because they did a lot of damage, and my little plinky one shots, I kept forgetting to go into VATS, so I couldn't even do my critical damage anyway. But yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. What about you?
Well, I haven't played a ton. I mentioned on a podcast that I finally maxed out Raider Reputation. So I have maximum settler and Raider Reputation, and it took 900 years, and I was tired. I was tired.
You've been working on that forever.
Yes, I needed a break. So I hadn't played much Fallout since I managed to max out my Raider affinity. I immediately spent all of my gold at Mortimer's to get all of that unique stuff that you can only get when you have the maximum affinity. And then I just put the game down. I don't think I even read the plans. I think the plans are just sitting in my inventory. So the first time that I played again was when we picked up the game to check out the new update. And aside from our daily op shenanigan, which I quite enjoyed, it was very fun playing the daily op. I also had a lot of fun checking out some of the new options in terms of having some camp budget. It's been a long time since I've had camp budget. So I added a couple of little decorations and I really enjoyed that. And I've got some plans. I'm thinking about moving completely into my vault living quarters shelter. I may basically put everything down there. I'm thinking about it.
Really?
Yes. I like the idea of just living underground. And then upstairs, it would just be like the sign and a vendor. I don't know. My little house is cute, though. Maybe I'll leave the little house.
Well, I mean, you have a second slot, so.
And yeah, that pretty much is it. I played for a few minutes last night with Archin. He hadn't been on for ages, and I was very excited to hang out with him. But the update took so long that it was pretty much bedtime by the time that installed. So
That is a bummer.
yeah, it was a bummer. It was still lovely hanging out. But that pretty much covers my gameplay. I'm looking forward to spending some more time with the new daily ops, seeing the different locations and trying out the different mutations and stuff. Looking forward to that. And I kind of want to build. I kind of want to build a new camp and experiment with some of that decorative stuff. Do the homework. Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty
Well,
much
good.
it.
Well, I'm excited for the new content that's coming in the Brotherhood of Steel update.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when that's coming, but I can't wait for it.
Lovely.
Can't wait.
Well, you know what, Rick?
What?
I think we should go play some Fallout.
We should go play some Fallout.
Let's do it. It'll be fun. But before we go, we will remind you that you can tweet at us at That Fallout Show, the network at We Just Love Games, Rick at Rick McVick, myself at Shaline L, SHALINEL, Vendertron at VendertronN,
We should also mention our sponsor again.
Oak and Crow Coffee. You can find them at oakandcrow.com.
And our blend is up live now.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, I have to go see it. Okay.
So he's having trouble getting the image up. But yeah, if you go to oakandcrow.com and click on Artist Coffee at the top of the screen, down at the bottom of that list, because he does a bunch of stuff, he has the We Just Love Games blend, and it's called We Just Love Coffee. And the little blurb says, the lovely folks at We Just Love Games were sweet enough to create a blend with us that is delicious as an everyday brew, but also excels as an espresso. All tastiness aside, $2 from every bag is donated to Children's Miracle Network. Drink coffee, ignore Preston Garvey, and support a good cause. So yeah, head to oakandcrow.com, click on Artist Coffee, and buy our bag of coffee. It comes in whole bean.
I'm so pleased.
Yeah, and like I said, every $2 goes to Children's Miracle Network, so we would appreciate it if you help support us by supporting kids.
And Vendor put together the label, so
yes, he did.
that is
and,
the graphic design skills of our
well,
lovely
it's not the image that's up there right now, but
Yes.
it will be up there. It's nice pink. It says We Just Love Coffee, and it's nice.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of our Game Stack aesthetic.
Yep.
So lovely. Thank you for mentioning that, and thank you, Jacob, for partnering with us. It's very, very cool. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thatfalloutshow, facebook.com/group/thatfalloutshow, facebook.com/we-just-love-games, and facebook.com/group/we-just-love-games. And email us at info@wejustlovegames.com, info@wejustlovegames.com. We love to answer your questions, and we love to talk about your talking points and read your stories on the show. And we haven't gotten too many emails lately, so we would love it if you guys would send us an email. You can like this video and subscribe to youtube.com/wejustlovegames and follow us on twitch.tv/wejustlovegames, where we record the show live every other Friday, 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern. We will also be doing on Sunday another episode of Survival Horror Sunday. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes. So we will be doing the other bit of Resident Evil 7 DLC, where we will meet an uncle of the Baker family. So looking forward to that. I'm very excited. We had a lot of fun playing through Chris Redfield's story last week.
Getting some closure to the Resident Evil 7 storyline.
Yes, I love it. You can find this show on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever fine podcasts are given away. Leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps the show out. It helps us grow. And check out GameStack, of course, GameStack Podcast, our general gaming show. We'll be here next week with the new episode of that. We do Twitch streams as we can, so check those out as well. And thank you so much for listening. Rick, do you have a last word?
No.